Hey, the last video I put out there was for 300 short mag, shooting 180 grain Barnes, and I was talking about an issue I had trying to get the 180 grain Barnes to stabilize on my 300 short mag. I was getting decent SDs, about 13, 14, and I wanted to push something closer to 10 or less SD in a tighter extreme spread for longer range shooting. And as I was looking at shorter bullets that may stabilize out of my rifle better, this bullet came in mind. This is a 180 grain Swift Scirroco. So this bullet is similar to a Nosler AccuBond, but it does not have like it has a straighter profile on the O drive here, and that helps it get a higher BC. But according to some reloading books I've seen, they say that this profile is a little bit harder to get a bullet seating and inconsistency. But I've heard from some old timers that have had Magnum rifles that the Swift Scirroco is a great bullet. So I have bought these come in stock a lot more frequently than Nosler's do. Nosler comes out in stock the last couple of years, maybe once a year. This is a bonded bullet. You buy it, you get a box of 100. So you're gonna get a little bit more consistency out of these. So keep in mind, seating depth may be an issue for you. What I had done, I had used my H4350 overall gauge, and I had found my lands on my rifle, and I seated all my bullets 50 thousandths off the lands. Here's my 10-shot ladder test shooting from 61.2 to 64 grains. You can see I have a nice group down in here, but then it started spreading out. Where my lowest velocity was 2962. And highest I reached was over 3000 and 3028, and looked like a pretty good flat spot here and back in here. But looking at a lot of loaded Swift Scirroco ammo shoots around 2960 feet per second. So I wanted to chase the node around in here. I know my chrono is being a little wonky again, but it looks like it increased and got a speed around in here. It was flat, another increase of flat here. So I had continued on, and I had tested ladder from 62.5 to 62.7 to 62.9. So in this node right in here, so it's a pretty good area, a flat area, but in 0.2 grain increments. I did find that flat spot when it's dropping off. Maybe I could play with the powder a little bit more. The best SD I got was 10.3 with an extreme spread of 22, and the highest of the next two powder charges were an SD of 18.4, and extreme spreads of 40, 42, and 46 of the higher charges. But the lower charge weight, I got 10.3 SD in an extreme spread of 22 feet per second. And that lowest charge, the group was 2.8, which isn't too bad. It's a little bit tighter group for 15 shots. Overall, rate at 2.6. Not MOA for sure. And the best 5-shot group was the middle charge node, and that was at 1.6. So that's a lot better. That's like 0.8 MOA at 200, which is what Tikka advertises. I'm getting decent velocity numbers with the Swift Scirrocos here. I need to tighten up a little bit more. I need to adjust the seating depth. I had similar issues with another bullet that's similar design, but I have not done a seating test here, and I will do that in the future, so I will have to make another follow-up here on that. Sorry I haven't gotten this far with this, but I wanted to share my findings so far. Yeah, seating depth may help my grouping, and I have had it worked in other bullets with Nosler, and I've tightened up groups with Barnes, trying different seating depths. So I may do like a burger seating depth test at thousandths, 50 thousandths, 90 thousandths, and 120 thousandths off the lands. And I'm curious, if I did a little bit more jump, I may get a tighter group. And seating these this long, I'm actually getting where I can't load into my normal short mag magazine. However, being a Tikka, I can use a long action bolt stop and a long action magazine and feed them just fine, because it's a short action case and a long action. I think this would be a great cartridge for elk and nilgai. I'm getting pretty good groups, getting better velocity numbers, so if I were to shoot a little further, I think these would group pretty well. But I do need to do a seating depth test. So I hope this helps some of you all out there looking to load some Swift Scirrocos, which are a lot more available than AccuBonds. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video here. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.